boys and girls. It is time once again for the Guys Weekend podcast. I am Josh Henney, along with, as always, I believe he might have had Schmanden over last night. Brandon Parks.
That son of a bitch. So the news finally broke officially that one of our own took the plunge and got engaged to a woman. Tice is now officially off the market. I can hear the cries, the outcry across Canton, Ohio.
You know what's going to be crazy? He's gonna get even more moths to that flame.
Yeah, which is funny because his sister got married Friday, and I went and picked him up, him and Chelsea up after the wedding or whatever. And he's inside collecting all of his stuff, and Chelsea's sitting in the Jeep with Maggie and I, and she's like, "There's some bitch here named Maggie, and that stupid bitch kept eyeing up my man. And every time she would walk around, I'm like, listen, I said, I told you this. We've all told you this. You can't. It's never going to change. I'm like, we can go anywhere, and he's just going to get ogled all the time." She's like, it's kind of annoying.
And it's not always females either.
No, it's not. There have been several times males have gone that way, which brought up the story last night about how he got accosted, how he got Me Too'd in the bathroom at Nathan's. So she was awestruck to find that out. But congratulations to them. It was a fun time. And then Schmanden opened up the bar so that the celebrations could be had. And I don't know if you can tell on camera there, I've got this red mark right here on the side of my nose. I'll give you 5 guesses, and you'll probably never figure out how I got it. It's a burn.
It had nothing to do with the Phoenix fire you had?
Kind of. That played a role. So some friends of ours came over, and they brought over gummy worms. You know, everybody loves gummy worms. So they dropped one on the ring of my Solo stove. And they're like, "Oh, look, it's stuck on." And I'm like, "Well, get it the fuck off there. Like, it's just going to melt to it." So I picked it up and went to eat it, and it fell apart and landed on my nose and burnt the ever-living shit out of it.
Did you not learn anything from Magoo and Tice at the cabin swirling around a glow stick that he put in the fire?
Yeah. Well,
Tice almost went blind that night.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. So I flopped that bad Larry right on my nose, and
oh god,
I was sitting up here this morning when we were going to do the podcast first time. I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, what is this? And I started like scraping it off, and it's just like pieces of coagulated sugar and skin, and I'm like, oh, that's just raunchy.
God.
So that definitely feels a little weird. Like I can't do anything. Like it just hurts, like touching anything around that side of my face. So definitely one of the more odd things I've injured. I never thought I'd ever burn that skin on my nose. But
Brandon putting molten sugar on his face,
dude, that shit was hot as fuck. As soon as it hit my nose, I'm just like, get it off, just whipping it on the ground and everything. It was terrible. And Tori looked right at me and she goes, "Didn't you hear Tice say, 'Look, it's bubbling'?" I'm like, I assumed it was hot. I didn't think it was going to fall apart and land right on my nose. But here we are. It was a great time had by all. We went to a little winery right down the road from Pap's house, actually, which was pretty cool. I bought a new drone and took it out there to take some pictures and videos just to, justify myself purchasing another drone that I didn't need. And immediately, like as soon as I get it out and I start flying around, this guy comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Taking pictures, taking a little video." "Well, why? Who you work for?" And I'm like, "Huh?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm out here." I said, "We have a reservation at 1. Like my buddy's getting engaged, so I just bought this thing. I thought it'd be cool to, take some pictures and fly it around." He's like,
he wanted it to be up there with the rest of the birds.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, come on now. So he's like, "Well, I have to talk to the owner," and I'm like, "Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna I'm gonna keep flying my bird around or my drone around. And
Did he ever come back to you?
No. The owner came outside and she was like I only had it out for another, I don't know, 10 minutes after that or whatever, because it was windy as shit. And this thing is super light. And I took off all the obstacle avoidance. So it has like a sensor on it, a forward sensor. So when it gets within, I think 4 feet of something or 5 feet of something, it automatically just stops. So you don't obviously crash into shit. Or it has a mode where you like bypass it. So if it goes to hit something, it'll automatically move like 3 foot to the left or the right and try to go around it. So I turned it off because I wanted to do some cool shit. And I wanted to fly through like a pavilion. Man, that was sketchy. Like my butthole was clenched so tight. And I was just telling Magoo, I'm like, man, I really need to buy the insurance on this thing because it's like $80 and you get 2 replacements a year and it's like $60 for the replacement instead of a couple hundred. I'm like, man, that should be all right. And like as soon as I lined it up to go flying through, a big gust of wind whipped this bad Larry almost right into the wall. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm hitting the sticks. I'm like, nothing's working. It's going up and down. It's shooting all over the place. I'm like, I'm going to break my brand new drone. Second time flying it. But it was successful. And then I told the owner, I'm like, oh, hey, that was me out there. Sorry for saying, oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. I'm like, well, then why send your crony after me to, give me shit?
Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to get a picture of all of us guys weekend laying in the grass.
Yeah.
And then have a drone picture from like,
yes,
50 feet up. Take a picture of us.
I'm bringing it because my goal is to try to fly it through Nebraska Bridge.
Oof.
And then my other goal was if the water's low enough to try to get
under the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they've gotten a whole lot of rain. I mean, I know last week was pretty tough with the what was it? What was that Ian?
Ian, yeah.
Coming up here.
We'll see. I'm going to be up there on Thursday, and I planned on driving down there and just seeing what's going on, maybe fly it around a little bit, get some cool footage. But yeah, that'll be a cool picture.
I am not as able-bodied as I used to be, Brandon.
This is true.
Yesterday we went over to Shaker Woods.
Yeah.
Down in Columbiana.
I was gonna say that's when you texted me, and I'm like, "What are you talking about, dude?"
We were there for 6 fucking hours.
What was it?
They like a Christmas in the Woods. They got like a little like village or whatever you can walk through. They usually got like knickknacks and stuff, signs. They had a couple sign makers I thought was good. There's also a side note. I thought of this also when we were walking. My mom has a wood and metal cutting device at the house that she's never really figured out how to work it. Once she does, I'm getting logos made.
Oh yeah,
I'm getting signs for us made.
Hell yeah!
But they had cool. Like knitted scarves and stuff like that. Bunch of painted like Amish woodworking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was 6 fucking hours of me being on my feet, just walking around in work boots, I might add, because I was told to wear them because they thought it was going to be muddy and my fucking feet were so sore.
They're just throbbing. That's when you take them off and like it still feels like you're wearing boots and it's just like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's
it was
miserable.
So bad. We had the food wasn't too bad. They had a like a smoke shack up there. We got I got some smoked barbecued pulled pork and stuff. So that was pretty good. But man, that was 6 hours.
6 hours.
And
that's terrible.
And then my sister wants to go out to a pumpkin patch today with the new baby and her stepkids and my kids and stuff like that. Tells us we're going to be there at 10 o'clock. Text me right before I walk out the door and say, hey, we're going to meet up at our mom's first, take pictures. I was like, fucking impeccable timing. Like, if you would have waited like 10 more minutes, I'd have been halfway there.
Yeah.
So
And then well, I'll see you when you get here.
Yeah. and then we get there. It's like, I don't know, 10 to 10 when I get over there. She doesn't get there for another almost hour. I'm like, the fuck? So we were supposed to be over there at 10. We didn't get over there till noon after all the pictures were said and done. And we go walking up. Oh, God. I mean, this place it's a big place. A lot of pumpkins to choose from. I mean, they've got rows and rows in a farmyard of just pumpkins and apples. You can pick your own apples. The hayride was fun.
Oh, sweet.
Hayride will drop you off to a corn maze and you go pick your own apples, or pick your own gourd, stuff like that, or it'll drop you off at the bottom where the shops and stuff are.
What do you do with gourds? Like, can you eat them?
I don't know. My wife just likes putting that shit outside for decoration.
I was gonna say, is it just decoration?
I said, I'm not putting anything in my body that's got warts on it. You know? Yeah,
no shit. I've always wondered about that. It's just a white people thing, and
I think it is. God, I told you, upper middle class and rich white women.
Yep.
But we're up there, and it's all hill in the pumpkin patch. Oh, fucking all downhill. And then
to be fair, everything around your house is all hills.
Yeah.
Like,
so we get down past the pumpkin patch where it was dirt, and then it's in gravel all downhill. Trying not to break my fucking neck walking down that hill.
Yeah, that's a terrible design.
I spent $37 on food, on 2 funnel cakes, and 2 orders of fries. $37.
Wow.
There was a couple drinks in there, but still,
yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
What were the pumpkins reasonably priced at least?
59 cents a pound. I will get to that point towards the end of this story. So the first thing we did, we get on the hay ride, and that was great. It was fun. And then we got dropped off at the corn maze. The corn maze was fine. My kids have 0 sense of direction. I made the mistake of allowing them to lead the way, and they are taking us to it was so bad, we went around in a circle and wound up back at the entrance. Yeah. I don't know how that happened.
That's never a good thing.
It's taken some of these people 15 minutes to get out of that maze. It took us 45.
Holy shit.
And then it started, it's like 12:30, 1 o'clock at this point. It's starting to heat up a little bit. Being in that maze, and then you're starting to run into the people drinking, trying to go through the maze, and then they're not moving and shit.
Corn mazes are deceptively warm. Yeah. They keep that heat in there, and it just gets hotter and hotter.
Yeah. And then that was on a hill too, so that was kind of unique.
Shit.
It's 45 minutes, and then we had to make the trek back down the hill to get to the shops and stuff. And then so we're walking around going through the shops. Shops were all right. They have nice smelling candles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wanted to get this Concord grape cider that is 8% that I've been wanting forever. The line that was coming out of that cider house, I'd have been waiting out there for an hour and a fucking half. I was like,
holy shit.
Nope.
Was it that good?
I don't know. Their ciders are pretty good. I just wanted that grape cider. I'll go there on a fucking weekday after work.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
Fuck.
That'd be sweet.
That was terrible. I just wanted fucking because they give you a growler of that. I figure 8%, that whole growler that'll get me pretty juiced, you know.
Yeah, it'd be good to go.
Fuck, man. And then so we walk up. I needed some more thermals for work and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm going back to the warehouse and everything. So we went over to Kohl's. It was supposed to be a shopping for me.
Mm-hmm.
Shopping for me never ends up being just a shopping trip for me. You know what I mean?
No. Unless you go by yourself.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
It took me, 20 minutes to figure my shit out. Took another hour for everybody else. I'm like, God,
it's the worst.
I'm starting to get swamp ass from walking around all goddamn day.
Yep.
You know,
feet hurt.
Yep. Okay. Feet hurt. I'm starting to chafe a little bit.
Yep.
rubbing raw. It's fucking, I could start a fire between my legs.
It's
God.
the worst.
And
that's the worst part about it is like, you only need like 5 things.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
In and out. Like standing in line is the longest process. Checking out. And then it's just like, fuck.
Sometimes like during the week, when I was working afternoons, I'd volunteer to go grocery shopping by myself. And the wife would be like, "You sure you don't want me to come with you?" I was like, "Nah, because I'll be back an hour earlier."
Right. I don't need to walk past the same shit 10 times.
No.
Like, here's my list. This is what I'm getting. Boom, 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 and I'm out. Yeah.
But man, it was like, and then we're walking through Kohl's, and then the line to check out for Kohl's was back wrapped around. It was like fucking Christmas in there. Like it looked like a Black Friday line. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I will say I saved $200. So
well, that's
the only good thing. Got my work shirts, and then we get out of there, and nobody could figure out what the fuck they want to eat.
Why is that such a big thing? Like it.
I don't know.
Just pick something.
That's just we ended up going to McDonald's. I'm gonna fucking die and within the next 10 years because of all the fucking McDonald's I eat. Because that's the only thing that make everybody happy.
Oh man, dude, I haven't had McDonald's in a while.
Yeah, I got the fattiest liver probably. They're gonna dissect me open, and they're gonna like I'm an organ donor. They're gonna be like, "Oh, this shit's no good."
Yeah.
Fuck.
This fucking guy has jokes.
looks like a fucking brisket coming out, but the brisket's just all fat,
yeah,
and marbled and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, we gonna use this?
There's a little piece of liver in there, and it's just
we might be able to put this in somebody else's liver for like nutrients or some shit.
You could use the fat to make candles or something.
And then the Shaker Woods thing. My social anxiety in certain situations when it's around groups of people that I don't know, that it's all fucking congested because everything. So here, Shaker Woods, you're literally in the woods. You're trees all around you. I mean, you barely even see the sun.
Shit.
That's how many trees are around you. So you add that in, and then you add the people that are on top of you. I got so fucking claustrophobic. I didn't want to be around people.
Yeah.
And I've never been that way, but it's been like that the last few years. It got so bad. I'm just sitting there.
I gotta go. Let's go.
That's when I texted you and said I should have brought a flask with me.
Yeah, no shit.
Fuck, man. I told my wife that. I was like, I should have brought buff. Well, she told me there was liquor there, and then that's where she got me. Because I wasn't originally supposed to go, but she's having issues with some health problems, so she talked me into going.
Yeah, she duped you in there.
Duped me in with the liquor, and there wasn't any.
Oh, man. Just played like a fiddle.
But I don't know what it is. Like if I'm around like groups of people that I know, you give me like 10, 15 people that I know in that group, I'll be all right. Yeah. Man, like just hundreds of
bunch
people.
Of randos.
Yeah. I start looking like Magoo on a bad high, you know.
so we that's the same thing. Like Maggie always wants to go shopping around Christmas time to the mall. I'm like, nope. I said I worked retail. No chance. I want nothing to do with them. Like, if I don't have to go to the mall, I won't. Like, I don't mind going to like Home Depot and stuff like that. You know,
if I know what I'm specifically getting, I'll go. But if we're just going out looking around, like we don't know what we're gonna get.
Nah, yeah, I'm good on all that.
Amazon. Let me browse on Amazon for a little bit.
Yep, that's why they make their money.
Yeah,
and I'm all right with that.
You know why Amazon's so popular? Black Friday killing everybody.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's fucking it's wild.
No, I will say I love Black Friday deals. That's where I got my Xbox last year, so I can't complain too much.
That's true. Man, we used to, when Velocity was still open, we worked a Black Friday and we opened Thanksgiving evening at like 8 o'clock or something like that, 6 o'clock. And we stayed open until the following day, Black Friday, like 10 p.m. And they were like, hey, what shifts do you want to work? I'm like, none of them. And they're like, well, you gotta pick one. I'm like, all right, fuck it. Give me the graveyard shift. So I went in and I don't know, I went in at 9, they opened at 8, and I worked until like 6 in the morning. That was miserable. It got to the point, it's 1 a.m. There's 4 people out in the parking lot. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? So then they're coming in and I'm like, hey, fuck it. Let's make some deals. Wheeling and dealing, selling $100 jerseys for $60. I'm like, fuck it. Buy another one. Let's do this. They're like, wow, the sales were really good. I'm like, well, that's because I gave a lot of that shit away for free. But it was something, because then we had people calling us. There was a shoe release that day. We weren't allowed to sell the shoes until like 10 a.m. People were bitching about it, and it's like, oh my god, I'm never doing this again.
Brandon sold $20,000 worth of jerseys for like $600.
Yup. Yep. And the funny thing is anytime that we knew we were cutting a deal to somebody, or we, running the hot deals, we would always just put it under unlicensed accessory, which was the key on the cash register. And that's usually for like keychains and like lanyards and shit like that. We're fucking just ding, 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 ding.
Work around from having to get approval.
Yep. And then they'll come in and read the tape and they're like, wow, there's a lot of unlicensed accessories sold today. I'm like, well, hey, they went fast. But yeah,
there are no jerseys sold, but they're all fucking gone.
Yeah. There was, man, so many. Like I ended up talking this lady into buying a $90 sock monkey. I think I sold it to her for like, it was like, I think I cut it to her for like 65. I'm like, hey, if you do that, I'll give you 20% off the rest of your stuff, and I'll throw in a lanyard or something like that. And she's like, really? I'm like, listen, lady, we have 12 of these gigantic sock monkeys. I mean, they were like probably 3 foot tall. Nobody in their right mind was ever going to pay $90 for an Ohio State sock monkey. It just had the block O on the chest.
So what happened to Velocity?
Oh, they went out of business. Couldn't keep up paying their bills. I have no idea why. couldn't tell you. But yeah, it was something, man. And when we knew the end was coming, man,
90% off.
Oh, dude, it was so bad. Moneypenny came in. I think I sold him 2 Browns jerseys and 2 Ohio State jerseys, and I think his total was $150. They were $110 jerseys a piece. It was so bad. Like, we already knew they were in the toilet. So it's not like, at that point, shit, I bought, which I think I lost in the move. I bought 2 Nike Ohio State jerseys. I can't find them. And I know I got them for a hot deal. And I'm like, damn, that pisses me off. I have no idea where I put them. I miss those days. That was great.
So you messaged me earlier in the week and told me about Lethal Weapon 5 officially getting the green light.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
That's awesome.
I am so happy.
I've got to wonder though, like what they're gonna do.
Because is it mandatory retirement as police officer, like 55 or something like that?
Yeah, so I wonder if that's what they're gonna do. Like if they're just gonna play it off as that, like this is their last year and they're retiring, and then they have some big case.
But they're like fucking 75. They're like
true. Yeah,
I'm wondering. It has to be something about like a past case that comes back and they can pull them in to do something.
That triad family or whatever, something like that would be cool. I hope they have like Joe Pesci and Chris Rock in there. Leo Getz.
Yeah.
Gotta have him in there, man. Like, I think that'd be cool. Just a little cameo or something.
Like, people don't know. Like, they just don't understand. Like, I just went through and watched all 4 like a month and a half ago. I can go and watch all 4 again right now. Yeah. I can never get tired of watching Lethal Weapon. There's like a handful of series, like movie series, like besides Harry Potter, because I can always watch that on my own or with my kids and stuff like that, and they get behind it and stuff. Yeah. But like for myself, where I can just sit down and use that as a getaway and stuff, there's like a handful: Lethal Weapon, Die Hard, Rocky, probably like the Bourne series.
Yeah, I haven't watched them in a while.
And the Oceans.
Oh yeah,
movies. Not Ocean's 8.
The ones with the men.
It's supposed to be remaking that.
Ugh.
Like a full-on remake of the original Oceans. And I'm like, what? If I can't figure anything original, huh?
No shit. That's terrible. I tell you, we just got into watching Home Improvement again. What a fantastic show!
Absolutely.
We were literally just watching that when you texted me and said we were getting ready to do this, and I'm like, all right, cool. And we were looking for different things to watch because HBO and Netflix and all them. But since it's spooky season, they've updated all their shit and they've got all their scary movies and stuff on there. So we were just kind of like thumbing through. I went through Netflix and went through HBO. And I'm like, there's not really anything on here. So I just pulled up Hulu and I'm like,
yeah,
just watch Home Improvement.
I'll say this too. Like, if I'm in the right mood too, I can watch the Mighty Ducks series too, the movies.
Man, I haven't watched those in a while. They were just talking about that at work. Hopefully, by the end of this month, we're getting a new day hab facility, so we'll have a place of our own, and we can start doing cool movie days and stuff like that. And that was one of the ones that I brought up. They were like, "Hey, we should watch this." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, we should."
Did you know that the guy that played Fulton, the big guy that does that, has that big power swing? And the other original in there, Guy, he's the one that's always following around that one brunette.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're fucking dating and shit like that. They're brothers in real life.
No shit.
I didn't realize that until after I started watching the Game Changers Mighty Ducks on Disney Plus.
Oh, on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Eldon Henson is his name.
And his brother is, yeah.
Huh. Wow. How about that?
That's what I thought.
That's pretty cool.
I have been seeing a lot of previews for the next season of Game Changers, and I'm not happy that Emilio Estevez is not in it.
Yeah, that's
always getting pulled out of that fucking series. There. Yeah.
I seen that they're coming out. Did you ever watch the VHS movies? First one came out in like 2012-ish. They're like, it's basically like a collection of they uncover, they find these VHS tapes that have just been passed around from people to people, and you watch them and it's just like a montage of just shitty, horrible, scary things that had happened to people, and people just keep watching it, and then when they watch it, they realize something crazy and scary happens to them, and that gets added to the tape, and the tape gets passed on and on and on and on. They've had like 4 of these movies. I've seen the first 2. I didn't watch. I just realized one of them came out last year, and I haven't watched it. But I just seen that New York Comic-Con, they dropped the trailer for the new one, which is going to be called VHS 99, and it's supposed to take place in like Y2K, and the whole like trailers played to Larger Than Life, the Backstreet Boys, and I'm like, oh boy, but they're just kind of like weird. We had this conversation last night at the bar with Willis and one of Tice's buddies' girlfriends, because she loves horror movies and she's a huge fan of all those. And we were talking about it, and those movies got brought up, and I'm like,
you said horror, right?
Yeah,
okay,
horror.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah,
we don't discriminate here on this.
No,
show.
hey, you like what you like. It's fine.
You do. Yeah, if you do it for work.
Yeah, good for you. Got to feed them kids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my fucking nose hurts, dude. Like, I just keep moving it around and it hurts. Like, not good.
Man, I got like 1st-degree wind burns on my face and my fucking back of my neck today. Holy shit.
Out in civilization. So we went to a corn maze Thursday night, and it was for Rhonda's birthday. And like, you go through and they give you like these drink tickets, and there's like 12 different stations throughout the entire maze, and it was like themed like Jungle Book, which was kind of cool. And the whole goal is you just get shit-faced there. Like, you just get canned as you're walking through this maze. And Alex led us, and we were good to go, because once it got dark, you ain't seeing shit. We rolled through there.
I did tell the wife that I want to go through a corn maze at dark. I want us to go through a corn maze when we're completely shit-faced.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
And see, like, just have somebody like follow us with a drone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to see what record us going around.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, put it on the show.
Yeah.
God, that'd be great.
That'd be super cool. They had all kinds of different, like, it was a winery, so they had different, wines that they made and different ciders. And I had some of the nastiest wines and ciders that I've ever had in my life. I'm not a huge wine drinker. And it got to the point where I'm like, well, that tastes like shit. So I guess I'll go with the wine, which, surprise, also tasted like shit. So at that point, I just started ripping things like shots and like, oh, what'd you think of that? I'm like, I try not to. Then I'm eating little cups of oyster crackers, trying to get the taste out of my mouth. Like, this is fucking gross. But it did its job. And then we went and got a hamburger and some beer and sat there and ate dinner, which was nice. It was like an hour and a half away, though. You motherfuckers can't listen. There's corn everywhere in the Midwest.
Fucking Ohio.
Had to drive an hour and a half. Are you fucking kidding me? You couldn't have done one of these closer?
I drive just to get to your house. I drive for like an hour straight just through like cornfields.
Yeah, that's it. And we had to drive an hour away. I'm like, what the fuck? This is ridiculous. But it was fun. It was cool. They had a little band there. They had a blind dude playing guitar, which was pretty cool.
Like a little what's his name? Jeff Healy. He's the guy playing guitar in Roadhouse.
Yes. That is good old Roadhouse.
It always comes back to it.
Always does.
That dude had an interesting life. So apparently he had some sort of like aggressive tumor when he was a baby. They had to remove his eyes as a fucking baby.
Wow.
That's
terrible.
Awful.
Yeah.
Grows up, so they gave him like these artificial glass eyes that they implanted into his fucking head.
How does that work if you're a baby? Like, they had to have them replaced, right? Because like as your head's growing and
I don't think he got the eyes implanted until he was like 13, 14 years old, something like that.
That makes sense.
But I can't imagine. I'm not coordinated enough to learn a fucking instrument when I have full use of my eyes.
Right.
Let alone be able to play the guitar the way he played.
Yeah. It's impressive. Well, you got to believe that they have that old adage of, when you lose one of your senses, the rest of them get stronger.
Listen, look this up and listen to it tonight, Brandon.
All right.
Jeff Healy Band, Angel Eyes. Fucking glorious.
There's Jeff Healy.
It is such a good song.
I will yeah. I'll do that.
I suggest all 11 of our listeners do the same.
So I was talking to Mike Rader yesterday, and I brought up how we were talking about, doing like a guys' weekend abroad or whatever. He goes, man, that'd be really cool. He goes, we could go to Germany and we could find the only guy that listens in Germany and we can meet up with him. I'm like, hell yeah. Like, nothing weird could come from that, right?
Yeah. God, that'd be great.
Sweet. It would be. It'd be super cool.
Guys' weekend wedding edition coming up with Tice.
Oh, yeah. No shit.
Bachelor party.
Oh, boy. That's going to be it. So we were joking around about it last night, and Chelsea was like, because she still lives in Florida, and she's supposed to be moving up here after the first of the year. And, they were like, oh, when are you guys going to pick a date and do this? And she's like, whoa, hold on now. This is going to be a long engagement. And I'm like, well, how long? Like, we talking like 5-6 years or like?
Probably should live together for a little bit, would be a good idea. It's not like we're fucking making these backdoor deals with goats and shit to get these women married off,
Right. So their plan is that she's going to move up here with her daughter and rent a house, live there. Her and Tice will date for officially the third time or whatever, the third date they've only ever been on. I feel like this is kind of like a TV show, Married at First Sight kind of deal.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which, hey, it's cool. They're both happy, which is sweet. So we'll see. I'm like, hey man. So like when they came up, I was playing video games, and this was like Labor Day weekend, I think. And Maggie and him both came upstairs as I was playing games, and they like sat down right next to me and were just like looking at me and talking to me. And I'm like, what are you guys doing up here? Like, this is weird. Why are you? Like any other time, like nobody ever comes up here when I'm playing video games, like at all. Like Tyson will come up to say something and he'll go back downstairs, whatever it is. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, what happened? And they're like, oh, nothing. And I'm like, okay. So I just go back to playing my games, and they're just sitting there staring at me, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on, yo? And then they're like, well, guess what? I bought a ring. And I'm like, oh, no, there it is. Now I know why. So then I'm like, well, what are you gonna do? She says no. Maggie's like, Brandon, why would you say that? And I'm like, well, I gotta be honest. Like, it's a possibility. I don't have to yeet her off the gazebo. She says no.
Expect the best, prepare for the worst.
Right. And she's like, well, you shouldn't have brought that up. I'm like, somebody had to. So I'm okay with it being me. Obviously, she said yes, and it was great. Charades to them. But yeah, the bachelor party for that's going to be, oh boy. That would be one that I would go ahead and say I will start putting money back for a donkey show. I'm okay with it. I think that would be something to mark off of a lifelong list of things I'd never thought I'd get to do. Not that I want to, but if the opportunity is there,
we'd have to go to Mexico for that.
I'm okay with that.
I'm thinking chances are somebody's not getting past back across the border, and I'm thinking it'd probably be Magoo.
Yeah, that's fair. We're gonna have to hire a coyote to smuggle him across the border. I'll take my GoPro and he can keep with him. It'd be like the Blair Witch Project, but in Mexico, and it's just him vlogging about his days trying to hop the border back into the United States.
We don't have the money to do it, but we ended up like gutting a donkey. So he could.
Oh shit! It'd be great. It's like Star Wars when he sleeps inside that. What is it? The
Tauntaun, yeah.
Oh man, that'd be cool. I'm gonna talk to him about it tomorrow. She's going out to meet all the people on a Monday tomorrow, so she gets to see what's going on, and I'll bring up said activities just to get a feel, see what we're planning, what we're thinking. We've got some time.
If not donkeys, how do you feel about goats?
Yeah, I mean, just sweet.
Squirrels.
Yeah. Which reminds me,
squirrels. We just got to go down to fucking West Virginia.
That's true. Southern XXX exposure. Could probably get some weird shit there.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Clerks 3 yet. Have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
That reminded me of, obviously the Donkey Show and Clerks 2. I seen it released and it was, cult favorite. People loved it.
Did you see an interview with Kevin Smith where he said he was talking about like what his favorite movie he's done? Obviously you would think his answer might have been Clerks because that's the movie that really put him on the map.
Was it like Mallrats?
No, he said that he loves Clerks, but he said Clerks 2 was where he felt like he kind of expanded everything and made it more of a tighter story.
Yeah, I like Clerks too. I mean, I liked them both, obviously, but yeah, that's cool. I don't think Maggie's ever seen them.
And there's a lot of shit that you didn't know she hadn't seen until you got married.
And then like tonight we were scrolling through HBO and the horror movie section, and what pops up other than just an all-time classic written by, directed by none other than Mel Brooks, Young Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, we could watch Young Frankenstein. She just goes, ugh.
I've never seen that.
No, I don't want to watch that. I'm like, are you kidding me? I said, this is a classic. It's a fantastic movie. Frau Bruca. Like, come on. She's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, yeah, you just don't know. You just don't know movies. It's a shame. Like one of these weekends, like over the winter, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to wake up at 8 a.m. and we're just going to watch movies all day. We're going to curate a list of 10 movies that she absolutely needs to see. And we're going to have one Saturday where her and I sit down and watch all of them in succession.
And then she's going to have one Saturday where it's a list of 10 movies that you absolutely need to see. Oh, and it's going to be like Devil Wears Prada.
Fucking Notebook.
Yep. See, I'll watch the Notebook. See,
Okay.
the Notebook though. Get a little.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. She's just got a really bad habit of picking horrible movies to watch. Like
27 Dresses.
Oh Christ! I've actually seen that movie. So, and then she tells me as I pass Young Frankenstein, oh, that's my favorite movie. I'm like, what is? She goes, oh, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. I'm like, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and scroll right past that because
that's gonna be on there.
I've seen that one and the second one
and 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm good. Like I don't know.
I've seen that. We can cut the. There's like maybe 2 movies on here I haven't seen.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. Like I'm probably end up taking a nap. She'll fall asleep, and I'll turn it off halfway through and watch something I want to watch, and be like, "Oh wow, it was such a great movie."
Then she's gonna take you through a fucking whole season, 90 Day Fiance.
Oh Christ, I hope not. Well, that's the thing too. Like she likes watching Gilmore Girls. I'm like, I've seen it a few times. Wow, what was the other one?
One Tree Hill.
Not One Tree Hill. Gossip Girl. I'm like, seen it twice. She's like, oh, we can watch Grey's Anatomy. I'm like, okay. If you really want to.
Fucking 20 seasons of that fucking thing.
I'm like, that's a lot. I said, if there's any show you want to start and watch and actually finish, it would be Supernatural.
Yeah.
Get in there. Like, she stopped at like season 6, season 7. Like, come on now. Maybe that's what we'll start doing. We'll start with that, and we'll just power watch Supernatural. Because House of the Dragon is going to be done in what, like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So
the I never saw when the Supernatural prequel series is supposed to be coming out. That's something
called like the Winchesters or something.
Yeah,
I didn't either.
I think it might be coming out this fall.
I'll Google it right now.
I haven't really heard a whole lot about it, except for the butthurt fans saying that it doesn't follow the story.
The story. I mean, how would they know that the story's beforehand?
Hey, listen.
Oh,
you wanna believe that there's a fucking multiverse in fucking Marvel, but you won't believe that there could be a multiverse in the wind. Even God said in that last season, there's so many worlds with the Winchesters on it.
Yeah. So the first episode release is October 11th of this year. So this week. Tuesday, I believe, right? Yeah.
I would like to see the Walker Texas Ranger too.
That'd be cool. I'm looking here at who the fuck is that guy? John Winchester. Drake Roger? No idea.
No, that sounds like a 1940s actor. Can't trust him.
And then this person here, Jojo Filetes, looks like a man dressing like a woman. I think that's
2022,
true.
Brandon. We don't judge.
I know. Jonathan Jojo Flight. Oh boy. That'll be interesting. They always got to throw one of them in there. Just can't have anything anymore. Yeah, that'll be cool. Be nice to see.
You know what I found out too within like the last 2 weeks or so? Do you know those kids on fucking Disney and Nickelodeon shows don't get paid residuals?
Why?
They don't get paid residuals. The adults do for those shows.
Huh.
If you are a child actor in that show, you do not get paid residuals.
Seems kind of shisty.
So this one comedian does a show where I guess he's been like extras on everything. And he had what's his name? Josh Peck.
Yeah.
On, and he was talking about he was an extra on one of the shows. I think he might have been like on a season where he ran a store that Drake or Josh worked at or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. But he's like, he asked Josh what he gets paid from residuals? And Josh was like, nothing. He was like, I get paid residuals from that show.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And these shows are going like 60, 75 episodes.
As I said, there's a lot. Damn. What a scam.
Right?
Yeah. Because that's how they do it.
Yeah.
It's a good racket to be in.
I guess. It's fuck them kids.
Right. Exactly. That's yeah.
I mean, they're only the reason why anybody's watching the show, but fuck them kids.
Yeah, fuck them. They don't need any more residuals. They'll be all right. Yeah. They might get launched into superstardom after this TV show, so they'll make enough money. They don't need that. We need this.
Yeah, well, once they're adults, let's let them go into addiction and depression, shit like that. They don't need the money.
Shout out to Hillary Duff, the only one that kept it clean.
She's strange.
That's okay.
She's got personal issues. I think she doesn't shower.
Still not kicking her out of bed for eating crackers. But, yeah.
I think she parents her kids weird. I think she's got the same parenting style that what's her name? Malik chick from Big Bang Theory.
Oh, yeah. That girl's weird.
Yeah, she is.
I think it's just because she's wicked smart.
I think they said something like, if I remember correctly, they said something like her son breastfed until he was like 3 or 4 years old.
Huh?
And slept in their bed until he was like 6 or 7.
That's a little weird.
Fact check me, Mike Rader.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not entirely sure.
It sounds right.
The breastfeeding part I know was 100% sure. I do believe in that same episode they were talking about her letting the child sleep in bed till he was like 6.
That's weird.
Speaking of Big Bang Theory, did you see the new movie on Peacock with Pete Davidson and Kaylee Cuoco?
No.
Oh shit! What's the name? It's like some Meet Cute.
Oh yes, Meet Cute. Yeah. I did see the preview for that.
I guess she's like, I don't know if she's like time traveling or whatever, but she keeps going out on dates with Pete Davidson. Probably to see that ham hock he's got in that pants.
What a terrible thing to have to relive. Going out with Pete Davidson. R.I.P. Skeet Davidson. It's done for. But hey, still out here making movies, man. Mm-hmm. Did you watch The Flight Attendant?
I did not.
Fantastic show. I enjoyed it. It was.
I think good. Season 2 started, didn't it?
Oh yeah, it's done and over with. It was great. I believe they're doing season 3. So, also exciting news that was shared on all of our social media platforms, which everybody should check out and give us a like, a follow, and a subscribe. The Legends of Vox Machina 2, season 2 will be out on Amazon Prime, I believe, spring of next year, maybe. And they are greenlit for a season 3, which is fantastic news for any of you nerds out there that enjoy D&D and that show, because it was a fucking riot. So I'm excited for that. That's definitely going to be something cool. I also talked to like 4 other people this weekend that said that the Rings of Power, it's just left them scratching their head because it's just a slow show, and
it's like watching the movie for 10 hours.
Yeah, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like, they're not getting any of the meat and potatoes, anything. They're not. They said visually it looks good. I'm like, well, yeah, for $1.6 billion or whatever that shit was, or $1 million for. Yeah, it should look good.
$1.6 billion to never get to the point.
No shit. And it's just, yeah, I'm like, I don't know. They're like, well, you should give it a chance. I'm like, you guys aren't even giving it a chance, and you're fans. Like, no, I'm not going to sit down and waste 6 hours of my life for something that never gets to the point. Just like The Devil in Ohio. That was stupid as shit, and I'll never get that time back that I wasted. So I definitely don't want to do that with the Rings of Power if it's not going to get good. If it gets good in the last few episodes, all right, cool. If not, yeah.
J.R.R. Tolkien is rolling over in his grave right now.
Yeah. Poor guy.
I can't. Last time I watched it, I had to stop. I haven't watched it since I started falling asleep. And I swear to God, that's not a joke. I'm not making fun of how boring it is. I literally fell asleep.
There's just another reason why I don't need to watch it.
Now, to be fair, I fall asleep during a lot of shit I'm not really interested in.
True. But
so it's hard to say.
I'm going to err on the side of caution and just probably not watch it. Unless like it all comes out, like I can just binge watch it in one day, like a weekend.
They're going to like just cut it into like a 3-hour movie for you.
Oh, probably.
That'd be great.
Sweet.
They could just do that for.
That'd be cool. Just give me the first episode and then like episode 5 where it starts getting good.
Give me an intermission 8. Like they did for the Titanic.
Yeah. Please change the tape. Yeah. Hell yeah. My dinner's here. I don't know if I'm gonna eat it all right now or not. Probably shouldn't. We got Thai food, and it's red chicken curry, extra spicy. Because I'm a glutton for punishment. So last night,
your butthole's gonna feel like your nose there, buddy.
Oh, I know, it's gonna be so bad. So last night we come inside, and Tori and Quentin had left their to-go hibachi. I guess they went out to dinner before they came over, and I seen it sitting outside on the bar, and I'm like, So I take it in the house. Magoo's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I don't know. I found this food out there. I ripped the box open and I threw it in the microwave, and I just poured a bunch of hot sauce on it, and I sat on the couch and just faced half of that entire container, and then I ate the rest of it for breakfast, and it was fantastic. So shout out to them for leaving their food behind. I enjoyed it. It was delicious.
I feel like Brandon feels about Thai food like I feel about Chinese.
It was a toss-up between Chinese.
Give me that greasy, oily fucking chicken. I'll eat that all day.
Yes.
You're lubing up the organs for what's about to happen later.
Yep. It's putting an extra sheen on my fatty liver. It's really making it look nice. Yeah. So if I don't eat it all tonight, I'll probably take it for lunch tomorrow and regret that too. But I'm here for it. It's good stuff.
Start my new job tomorrow.
Ooh,
excited.
Hell yeah.
My new old job.
That tracks.
Yeah. So
that'd be cool.
We'll see. It was a bittersweet ending Friday when I turned in all my stuff because I had to lock up too.
Oh, yeah. Did the whole thing. You left the stadium for the last time.
Yep. How about them Steelers today?
Oh, Christ. So bad. Magoo and I were watching football outside, and like we seen 2 highlights on Red Zone all day of that game, and it was basically just to say, "Hey, look, the fucking Bills just ran up the score again."
Hey, listen, if you take an honest assessment, Kenny Pickett, aside from the one interception he threw,
he was great,
but he threw it 50 plus times.
Yeah. I think he was ranked 5th in passing leaders today, which is great. He had like 300 and
there's like 350 or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
One interception. That ain't bad.
But get in the end zone.
I like when he started a fight with those dudes. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like, good for him for standing up for him, fucking his leg up.
That offensive line can't fucking make a hole for the running back. Like, I think they were at like 35 yards rushing for the day.
That is just pathetic.
That's terrible. Can't protect your quarterback. The offensive play calling is so predictable.
So that leads me to check my FanDuel live on air right now, because this is yet the 3rd week in a row that I have finished damn near dead last. So let's see where we're at right now. Yep. 6 out of 9 on that one. Oh,
I didn't make it in time this week.
I'm in 9th place out of 10. So,
sorry, my fantasy league, my ESPN fantasy league, I was dealing with some stuff with my children this week, and I got so sidetracked that I forgot to fucking pull out what's his name from Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah.
Who was out, and I didn't update my roster in time. So, yeah, I lost that.
You'll have that. I'm hoping to turn it around next week, though. Daddy needs a win because
Daddy needs a win because he's about to put $100 in the season. He's not winning anything.
Yes. My funds are slowly depleting, and then I find myself like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just do another one. I'll do another one, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm not winning anything at all. You pick all the top performers, and they don't do shit this week, and it's people that you've never heard of, and it's like, oh wow, they had a great game. Fuck you.
Yeah, and then I never understand how all these fucking people, like on those pick'ems and stuff on FanDuel,
yeah,
like the free entries and stuff like that. You have all these people at like 210 points or something like that. They're picking all these people that weren't even at the top of the fucking list.
No.
It's like, how the fuck are you doing this?
They still had 20 grand left over on their fucking lineup, and
Yeah.
it's just like, huh? How'd you do that?
Yeah.
These damn computers are out to get us.
Goddamn
I hear the birds
bots
outside right now too.
Yep.
Oh, all right, I'm gonna go eat some Thai food.
All right. So for the lovable Brandon Parks, I am the incomparable Josh Tenney. This was the Guys Weekend Podcast. Good night.
Send burn cream.